All right, last week we learned about tourmaline and its colorful side.
Well, it's not October's only birthstone. The other is colorful in its own right.
Saul's general manager, John Deneen, is here to bling it on. Good morning,
John.
Guys, good morning once
Always
again.
nice to have you here.
I love saying
Thank you.
Opa.
Yeah, it's
Opa's
just
great.
nice. It's a good word.
Or opal.
Opal.
Opal's good too. How about opal? What are the characteristics of opal?
You know, what you look at with opal is a variety of colors. You're going to look at color, you're going to look at pattern, and you're also going to look at clarity. But when somebody's choosing an opal, what they don't really think of a lot of times, but what they're going off of is what they call a play of color. So what that really means is right there.
Look at all these colors.
Yeah, you're seeing right there, those are mainly all black opals that have that play of color come out in them. And that color comes from anything from impurities that as that stone was grown to where it comes from. Australia is the leading producer of black and white opals. They range from about 95 to 97% of the world's opals.
But here we see Brazil and Mexico.
Yes, and once again, once it started coming out, you started seeing a lot of deposits all around the world, Brazil, Mexico, Ethiopia, and you see different colors coming from there.
And maybe we'll start there on these finished
Yes.
pieces with these gorgeous orange gems.
And what a lot of people don't realize is this is what they call a fire opal. The fire opal gets its name from, in Mexico, where most of them are found, is the iron that actually is in that mineral there. And that's what brings out that different color to them. With the typical opal, you're going to see a rainbow of colors, or here you're going to see more
those
oranges
gorgeous?
to a darker red color. That's where that name fire opal comes in at.
And here, I'll let you see it against the skin.
And just absolutely
So
beautiful. And a
pretty.
lot of people don't realize when they look at it that that is an opal, but you can actually peer down into it. You'll see the imperfections, the
Yeah.
clarity, the transparency there that makes it that opal, but a fire.
Those opal gems that we were looking at in those pictures
Yes.
were multicolored.
They are multicolored, yes.
Now, how do you get these to the single color?
And once again, that's where they're grown. That iron that's there, instead of the other impurities from the ground, the iron makes it that more strong color. This ring right
wanna
here,
go, John?
actually,
Okay.
that one right there is actually a black opal that brings out that pattern of color there that you're going to look at. You see all the blues, the
Yeah, the blue
greens.
and green.
When you get it in different color light, it's even going to kind of pull red out of there.
No kidding.
And so that's one of those stones there that people are going to look at and go, wow, I really like that. That's a typical opal.
Yeah.
Where that is a white opal, and once you get down into it, you can see those blues and greens, but it's not as apparent. And so when that was grown, less impurities in there, so you're getting more of that white feeling there.
Yeah, and look at this stuff.
And same with right there. It looks more white, but when you really get into it and you see the intensity of color underneath that kind of surface area, you're going to see more colors bring out.
You know, on TV it kind of looks like a pearl, but
Yeah.
in person it
Yeah.
doesn't.
In
does
person,
it?
it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's the right light, when you hit it, you're going to see those different colors. And that's when you buy, that's what you want to look for.
What do you recommend in terms of maintenance for
Sure.
these stones? Sometimes you hear that you should do special things to opal that you wouldn't be required to do elsewhere.
Well, opal is actually a very soft stone, so you have to be careful with it. And a lot of these stones, as you can see, they're cut almost like a cabochon style. So they're flat on the bottom with a dome at the top. They're a little bit thicker in style, some of them, because they are very soft.
Oh my gosh, okay, look, now we can
Yes.
see,
Now
we
you
can
can
see the
see.
color
There
coming
it is.
through.
Now it really, you see
was
that
all
bottom
about
one
the
right there.
angle,
It's
yeah.
once it just sees that different array of light.
Can you see all of the shades?
Just
of
like a lot of
green and
gemstones,
blue?
you don't want to
pink.
use ultrasonic.
Wow.
Use warm soapy water, just wipe it off. That's perfect for it. Don't use any home product cleaning solutions, anything like that, because you're going to take that luster away from that opal.
Wow.
So just basic warm water, a little steamer, bring it into us. We'll take care
I'm
of it.
A couple
mesmerized
questions
by
about
those
opal. Where,
stones.
where does opal rank on the popularity scale, and then the cost scale?
The cost scale is what's great about it. Opal actually does not range actually very high there because it's not sought after very much, to be honest with you. So the price scale as far as gemstones and minerals go, it's kind of on the lower scale. It is starting to gain more popularity now with the fire opals and like we showed that black opal there that has more of the color there. So your prices aren't too bad. The popularity's slowly coming back. It kind of dwindled for a little bit, but people are starting to like it even more.
But this is not October's only stone,
Correct.
as we established last week, and I've been wearing a tourmaline piece that's just gorgeous.
Yep, we had a lot of people
Tell us
call and
about
say,
it.
we'll talk about opals because you talked about tourmaline.
Yeah.
But last week we gave you a little over a 4-carat pink tourmaline there. It's
Isn't that
actually a very
gorgeous?
dark pink tourmaline with a 1/2 carat of diamonds around the sides, set in an 18-carat gold mounting. Just a gorgeous piece.
It's so
And that's
pretty.
going to be available at $120. 120th.
120th and Center. Retail cost and something like that is right around $4,000. Saul's, with people watching our show, $1,200.
You just have to say,
You just have to say, hey, I'm
people
a
watching
huge
show.
fan of the show. You'll get that
What'd you
deal.
bring in this
And
week?
this is so comfortable, John. I haven't
is.
felt like it was agitating the fingers next door.
It's a
or
nice
anything.
thicker piece. And this week what's kind of great is we brought in a piece that set in sterling silver, 3 opals.
Yeah.
It's more of a designer style piece that fits that full length of the finger.
It's rocking my world.
It is just so gorgeous because of the look of those opals. You get that dark blue, and if you really look into it, you'll get the pinks and the
Yeah.
reds, but it's just a really neat looking piece, designer piece.
But I'll tell you, the shank is really thin, so you can move your fingers and not sweat it.
And what's amazing about this piece is the price.
We'll have to skip our viewer. Oh, what's the
What's the
price?
price?
Sorry,
Looking at that
I didn't-
price
I didn't
right
even
there.
care to
I
hear
thought
it.
you were going to say, let's skip the price.
Just so everybody, you're looking at $60 on a
60
piece like
bucks?
this.
Sold.
Yes, easy enough.
Sold.
That
The
one's
girl
not
in the
gonna
black
be-
jacket.
SaulsJewelryAlone.net. 5 locations around the metro. You can get a hold of
Yeah.
John. He's all over Twitter. He's all over Facebook. If you have any questions, you can send your viewer questions to us here,
Yeah.
Or you can send them to him. But
We'll
we
get him
like
on
to-
air if we
eventually.
have time.
Mary gets so involved in the rings, we
because
run out of time.
I hear about your visits more than any other guest we
Well,
have when I'm out and about.
You got great people that watch the show and they come in, they just want to know about stuff.
Well,
so
they're
it's very
educated.
interesting.
They understand
So
the value, and that's a big part of it.
Well, that's what we like
Thanks,
to hear.
John.
Guys, thank you
Great
very
to have
much.
you here. And that tourmaline ring, 120th and Center.
120th
location.
and Center.
If you'd like to check out John's past visits, log on to the newly improved OmahaMorningBlend.com. You can search for clips by topic, type in Saul's, and you're set. You're welcome to do that for any segments, especially if you ever miss the live show.
Yeah, John's funny. Great pricing. Well, that's how we do it. He's so modest,
That's the
isn't he?
point.